Avena's changed my life in ways that I couldn't even imagine. I have a good relationship with my husband and my kids, and we're active. And the biggest is that joy. That joy is brought back. Our kids are really close together. They're all 2 years apart. I was always feeding kids and cleaning the house, and in that time we started homeschooling. There became a point where it was always giving of myself, and there was nothing that I had for me. The joy that I remember wasn't there. There was nothing. I was supposed to, love all these little people, and I didn't know if I did. I felt like I was failing each day, and I was tired of being a mom and being a wife. I remember a day, there's dishes everywhere, piles of laundry, the kids are screaming. I'm standing over the sink and I'm crying, and I'm feeling completely overwhelmed. It was a hard place to be at. Those moments when you're wondering when people are coming home and if he's gonna help when he gets home with the kids. And I didn't want to do anything anymore. I just wanted everybody to go to sleep and to leave me alone.
She lost her excitement, she lost her adventurism, she lost everything. She was just a shell. We fought so much it almost destroyed us.
I was depressed, and it wasn't until I was introduced to Avena that I felt there was hope. I met Cameron and I was introduced to the Avena lifestyle. He gave me little bits of information that I hadn't realized that could play a big factor in my life and why I felt the way I felt, and there was hope that there would be change and life could be different. So in December of 2014, with a little bit of information, I started taking some products from Avena. Herb cocktail and enzymes are probably the biggest ones I started with. And the biggest lifestyle change was 80% raw foods and 20% cooked foods. I started to feel the changes. I started to feel like I had more energy. I probably lost, I'd say 15 pounds in a matter of a couple of weeks. So I found a mentor in Cameron. He challenged me to do 30 days 100% raw, and I had no idea what that was or what it was gonna look like. Cam suggested that we get together and we prep different food things, things that I had never heard of or even thought possible to make. Everybody has those moments where they want to quit and be done, and I didn't. The more knowledge I gained and the more in the midst of Avena I was, and the better I felt, and the more results I got, it was easier to keep going. After the 30 days, I was down 40 pounds already. The way I felt was amazing. Relationship with my husband was getting better. My kids, I wanted to be with them more. I had this joy back in my life that I had never felt before. At that point, I was allergic to almonds. I got hives, my throat would swell. It was a scary allergy. And in the beginning, I had talked to Cam and he's like, one day we could probably get over your almond allergy. Down the road, or eventually, was 30 days for me. So I ate a bunch of almonds and there was no reaction, no swelling, there was nothing. And he said, after this, don't take almonds every day. And I have, I think, every day since. Since 2014, I've embraced this lifestyle. 80% raw, 20% cooked most days, trying to get my family to participate in that lifestyle with me. Supplementing regularly with enzymes, probiotics, RP3, eFusion. I don't know that there isn't something that I don't use because of the quality of them. So our youngest child, Zarin, is ADHD. He was a handful. He was disruptive in the house, fits, screaming, and we removed food dyes and sugars and wheat and dairy because we saw the benefits of the proper nutrition for him. And incorporating eFusion into his diet, enzymes of course, and he started to be able to sit still. I remember driving with him, and before it was just a bunch of noise and everybody couldn't hear anything. Now we have conversations instead of screaming matches with him. I'm way busier now than I was before, and I don't feel overwhelmed with the kids. I enjoy, spending the time with them. It's hard for me to even think of what kind of person I was back then because it's not who I am today.
The changes I've seen since Cindi started with the Avena adventure is that I've got my wife back. The adventures there, the energy and that spark of wanting more out of life. She's the one I fell in love with 16 years ago.
I found this love for cycling. I spend my days in the summer planning out my mornings so that I can get my ride in. And it's like 40 kilometers a day. That cycling time in the morning is time for me, time to do something that I love doing. And it's important to take that self-time in whatever way that is.
The changes Cindi has made has inspired me to take ownership on some of my own health issues. Having type 2 diabetes, so utilizing eFusion has helped me balance and control my blood sugars, bring it more to a sustainable level where it should be.
Life today is great. We've climbed mountains. I've never before thought that possible, or did I have the desire to do it at all before, and now I do. Cameron took Len and I out into the backcountry, and it was amazing, and that's where I fell in love with putting everything in a backpack and walking out into nature. That's where I love to be. I've learned how precious life is, and taking proper care of yourself and proper nutrition, it's a whole package. You need to put in 100% of the effort. If you put in 90% of the effort, it doesn't give you 100% of the results.